Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to One World Flyer and good morning from Adelaide Airport. Today is a very special day because I'm flying Virgin Australia for the first and also the second time in my life. In fact, I flew Virgin 17 years ago, but it was Virgin Atlantic, not Australia. Anyway, my route this morning is Adelaide to Brisbane and then Brisbane to Cairns. I've just checked in and I got 3 boarding passes here because I'm connecting to Hong Kong with Hong Kong Airlines at Cairns. So while I can fly home with Cathay Pacific non-stop, I'm having 2 stops, but it doesn't really matter for me because they're all in business class. After security, I made my own way to the Virgin Lounge, which is located opposite to the International Immigration. As I'm flying in business today, I have access to it. Inside the lounge, it's quite tiny, but it's got some comfy chairs as you can see. Food offering here is okay for a domestic lounge. You can have some yogurt, fresh fruits, salad and some muffins. Here's a menu if you're interested. Okay, so my plane to Brisbane today is Virgin Australia Airways flight VA1385 operated by a Boeing 737-800 VH-YFC. Unlike Qantas, Virgin Australia takes priority boarding properly and seriously. On Qantas, general boarding and priority boarding happen at the same time. Here they make sure business class passengers and frequent flyers get on board first. Once on board, I was given a warm welcome from the Inflight service manager. She quickly introduced herself as she'll be looking after me in business. I then walked to my seat, 1A, a bulkhead seat. Business class here is in a standard 2-2 configuration with only 2 rows, so 8 seats only. You get a lot of leg room here and the seat width here is 19.5 inches.
My name is Kirsty. I will be your cabin supervisor this morning and I'll be introducing the rest of the fantastic cabin crew very shortly. We ask you to kindly take your assigned seat and observe the no smoking signs. We are currently refuelling the aircraft, so please do not fasten your seatbelt at this time. Place your cabin baggage either in the overhead locker or underneath the seat in front of you, as aisles and exits must be kept completely clear. Heavier items are best placed underneath the seat front, unless of course you are in rows 13, 14 or row 3, where all bags must be in their overhead lockers for takeoff.
Once everyone has boarded the plane, the in-flight service manager came and offered everyone a welcome drink.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Belts are fastened in preparation for our departure.
So if I'm flying Cathay Pacific today, I'll be at home by 3 in the afternoon. But today with 3 flights, I'll hopefully arrive at home before 8 in the evening. Virgin Australia's mood lighting here is so classy and I love it. Enjoy this takeoff video with footage over the Glenelg beach.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to offer you some refreshments as you enjoy the flight. Crew will be coming through to offer all guests a complimentary snack together with a choice of tea, coffee, orange juice or spring water. We also have limited items for sale from the menu, which is located within your seat pocket. We are happy to accept exact cash and credit card payments are preferred. There are 2 lavatories at the rear of the cabin for all guests seated within the main cabin. Once the seatbelt sign has been switched off, you are then able to use large electronic devices. All transmitting devices, including smartwatches, must remain in flight mode. If there is anything else we can do to make your journey more comfortable, please don't hesitate to let the crew know. We now invite you to sit back, relax, enjoy the flight through to Brisbane.
Did you know that I have an Instagram called oneworld.flyer? Please go check it out and follow if you haven't. I update the page regularly like I do on YouTube, and I post stories whenever I'm free. Not necessarily stories about planes, but also my life. I didn't eat anything in the lounge because I decided to sit outside with my friend who was flying to Ceduna with Rex. So now I'm very hungry. Let's take out the tray table, which is located in the armrest. The table is not very sturdy, as you can see, and you can't move it back and forth. But I'm quite wrong here. I'll show you later why when my food comes. While the cabin crew prepares my breakfast, let me show you the stuff in the seat pocket. Only 3 things in there: a air sickness bag, a safety card, and a Virgin Australia magazine. So here's how the meal service works on Virgin Australia domestic. The in-flight service manager came to me and asked me what I would like to have for breakfast. Good morning, One World Flyer. For breakfast, we have either a hot breakfast or a continental breakfast. This way, the food cart is absent and makes the whole dining experience, if not a lot, then somewhat better. I chose the hot breakfast. As you can see, it's got bacon, mushroom, omelette, poached egg and potatoes. Unfortunately, the poached egg wasn't runny as I expected, but it was still quite delicious. In fact, the whole brekkie tasted really good. Well done, VA. Now let's go back to the tray table story. So yes, you can't move your tray table back and forth, but you can extend your table to the cocktail table, which is shared between you and your neighbour. You kinda put down your tray table on the cocktail table, then your tray table becomes sturdy. There are 3 lavatories on this plane, 2 at the back for economy passengers and 1 just behind the cockpit, and it's for the fabulous pilots and business class passengers. Does anyone know what town or airport that is? I took this footage just about 30 minutes away from Brisbane.
It's currently 21 degrees on the ground. There are calm winds and just a few clouds about. Otherwise, of Virgin Australia today. On behalf of the entire crew, have a great day. Cabin crew, prepare for landing.
Be stowed away and window blinds open completely. You may continue to use large electronic devices, including laptops, until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched on.
I don't think I've seen anything like this before. 2 runways made up of mixture of asphalt and dirt. I'm a big fan of city skylines. That's why I love my home Hong Kong so much. Brisbane is not bad. I quite enjoyed the approach, to be honest. Hope the weather was a bit better. It's definitely way better than Adelaide. Okay, so let's conclude my first flight right now, right here. It's my first time flying Virgin Australia, and I am very impressed by the service and the food. The fantastic crew didn't greet passengers by their names, but that didn't bother anyone at all. I liked the in-flight service manager. She started the meal service by taking orders and then bring you your meal to your table. It feels way better than having a cart next to you for a long period of time. Brekkie was yummy. I've not had a great breakfast for 10 weeks because I live in a boarding house. The leather seat was comfortable and I actually managed to sleep for an hour without a pillow and a blanket. Overall, an excellent flight with Virgin Australia. If you love my work and would like to support me, consider to be a patron of mine. I'll have everything you need to know in the comment down below.
Brisbane Airport, the local time, 9:15. I'm pleased to advise we have landed 20 minutes early this morning and will be at the gate very shortly. For your safety and the safety of everyone around you, you must remain seated, keeping your seatbelt fastened, and the island exits must also remain completely clear until the seatbelt signs are turned off. Please take care when opening the overhead lockers. Items may have moved during the flight. At this stage, we are disembarking via the forward and rear doors, and we will be refuelling. Electronic devices may now be used with flight mode turned off. For the guests that are leaving us via the rear door, electronic devices must not be used on the tarmac. Please take care by using the handrails whilst disembarking via the stairs. Smoking is strictly not permitted on the tarmac or inside the terminal building. If you find it difficult using stairs, you may prefer to wait for the main passenger floater seats and exit via the forward door. Once you have disembarked the aircraft, please remain on the outside of any markers and follow instructions given by ground crew. Thank you for choosing to fly with Virgin Australia this morning. It has been our absolute pleasure looking after you. On behalf of all the crew, we wish you a safe onward journey. We do hope to see you again on a Virgin Australia flight in the very near future. We hope you have a lovely remainder of your day and a fantastic weekend ahead.
Thank you.
Okay, that's one flight done. Now for my flight to Cairns. Let's start from the lounge. It's easy to locate, signs are everywhere in the terminal, and it's opposite gate 41. The Virgin Lounge at Brisbane is miles better than Adelaide. Unfortunately, due to my short connection, I was only here for 5 minutes, but don't prove me wrong. There's a lot of food here at the Brisbane Lounge, and it looks like a very good airport lounge. Excellent, in fact, for a domestic lounge. So now it's time for VA779 to Cairns. Again, it's a Boeing 737-800, but inside it's a bit different. Let's get onto the plane.
Hello. Thank you.
It's a little bit noisy here, but I hope you can still hear me. The aircraft registration for this 737 is VH-YFX.
Good, thank you.
Welcome to business class. I just think you wait there just for 1 second, so
Yeah, no problem.
Again, a very warm welcome from the in-flight service manager. My seat is 2F this time, and of course it's a window seat. 2 bottles of water are sitting on the cocktail table, one for me and another for my lovely neighbour who doesn't mind me filming. Leg room is awesome because we're not in Europe, and this time we have 2 universal power sockets under the cocktail table. Again, one is for me and another for my neighbour. We didn't have any power socket on the way to Brisbane, and thank God we have it this time because I need to charge my phone in order to film. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm finally 18 and I can drink. Cheers. One of the best in-flight service managers on this planet came to me and asked if I would like a Samsung Galaxy Tab as an in-flight entertainment option, and for reviewing purpose, of course, I said yes, please. He came back to me quickly with an earphone and the tab. Note that unlike Qantas, there's no iPad or tablet holder. That means you need to hold your Galaxy Tab while using it, which can get a bit annoying. Anyway, still better than nothing.
And ladies and gentlemen, our final cabin door has been closed. Please ensure flight mode has been selected on all electronic devices, including your smartwatches, large electronic devices such as
Just like the previous flight, meal order is taken by the in-flight service manager before takeoff.
Your very talented cabin crew today. From the front we have James, in the middle there is Danielle, down the back is Ali, and finally the most talented of them all, my name is John. In preparation for the safety demonstration, we do ask that you pause all electronic devices still in use.
There's an interactive map system on the Galaxy tab, so my flight route is like this visually. Adelaide to Brisbane done, now Brisbane to Cairns, and then later we get on board Hong Kong Airlines to Hong Kong. The lavatory on this plane is different to the 737 up to Brisbane. This one has got a different basin and lighting. Mood lighting is once again activated. It's so beautiful and elegant. The meal service flow is a little bit different on this flight. Before we get the food, the in-flight service manager served us drinks that we ordered before takeoff. Here I have sparkling water. On this flight, tray table is also located in the armrest. So here's the meal. I do apologise that I forgot what it was, but it was a cold meal with some salmon and it tasted great. Along with the main, there were biscuits, yogurt and bread. I think that could probably be the Great Barrier Reef. Another noticeable difference is that announcement on this flight is mostly pre-recorded.
You may continue to use your handheld electronic devices until we arrive at the gate. These may be held in your hand or secured in the seat pocket.
That's enough announcement and I'll shut up. Please enjoy the beautiful approach at Cairns Airport.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cairns Airport. Local time here, 22 minutes past 12 in the afternoon. Outside temperature, a lovely 28 degrees. For your safety and the safety of those around you, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and keep the aisles and the exits clear until the seatbelt signs above you have been switched off. Please take care when opening overhead lockers. Some items may have moved during our flight. Today, we will be disembarking through the forward and the rear doors. We will be refueling. Electronic devices may now be used with flight mode switched off. However, if you are leaving us via the rear stairs onto the tarmac, they must not be used on the tarmac. Smoking is not permitted on the tarmac or inside the terminal. If you have difficulty using the stairs, you may prefer to exit through the forward aero bridge. Please take care, use the handrails when disembarking via the stairs, and once you've disembarked the aircraft, please remain on the outside of any markers and follow the instructions given to you by ground crew. We'd like to thank you for flying with Virgin Australia today. Certainly has been our pleasure looking after you. And on behalf of the entire crew, we'd like to wish you a very safe onward journey, happy holiday, or a very warm welcome home here to Cairns. Thank you, and good afternoon.
A very quick conclusion before we get off the plane. A fabulous flight again with Virgin Australia. Crew on this flight were particularly friendly, charming, and they actually look like they're loving their job. I would definitely fly Virgin Australia again, but maybe in economy next time. See you in Hong Kong Airlines flight HX16 to Hong Kong. Check that review out please, it's up on YouTube already. The video link will appear in a few seconds. Bye bye and thank you so much for watching.